Okay, so we're rotating this shape around the line x equals 4. Let's draw a picture. Okay, I'm rotating this whole shape around this line. X equals 4 is where I'm rotating around. Okay, so keep that in mind. I have two equations. I've got 2 square root of x and y equals x. Let's graph y equals x first. Reagan, what's y equals x going to look like? A straight line. Where do I start? At 0. And, yep, slope of 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Yep, that's easy. Draw a line just like that. Only actually touch the dots. Yeah, good enough. Whatevs. We got it. We can draw it here in a second. We'll get to that here in a second. The second one is 2 square root of x. So that's a little bit uglier. If you're not sure, plug in points. That's square root, so I know it's going to be teapot, but that 2 in front stretches it. And if you don't know what you're doing, it might mess you up. So let's just plug in points. So T-chart is what I'm doing. Plug in 0 for x. What do I get for my y? 0. Plug in 1 for x, so square root of 1 is 1 times 2 is 2, so 1, 2 is a point. Should I plug in 2? Nah, that's silly. Plug in 3. Plug in 4. Square root of 4. Yeah, 2, get you 4. So 4, 4 would be another point. Okay, so it's going to be kind of looking like that. It's a teapot that's been stretched by 2, so it's a little bit more vertically stretched than what we're used to. Okay, so there's my shape. Here is the area, and we're rotating it around the line y equals 4. Okay, so imagine what that looks like. We're taking this whole thing, and we're picking it up and over that line, so it's going to look like this. Okay, so if we wanted to draw a picture of that, okay, this is 4 away here, so 1, 2, 3, 4 away there. You would have a line that goes up and through that point there. You would have a curve that goes here. Again, this is just a visual aid. This is not the real thing. This is just to help me visualize what's going on. Okay, we are rotating it around this way. So you're going to have kind of this dome shape with a nice flat inside cone cut out of the inside. Okay, that's kind of what it's going to look like when I rotate it. It's going to have a big outside washer here and then a little baby washer on the inside. Okay? And that idea all the way through it. Okay, that's awful 3D drawing, but if I could draw, that's what it would look like. We're finding the volume. So if we're finding the volume, what do we want to do? Always integrate it. Okay, so we're going to integrate. From when, so what would my cross sections look like? They're washers again. Okay, I just drew that. Here's my washer. So when am I going to stack my washers from when to when? 0 to 4. They're going to stack. There's one here and then one there and then one there and going up vertically. So from 0 to 4, and 0 and 4 are what kind of numbers? So it's dy, 0 to 4 dy. That means this equation right there needs to have a y in it, and that equation right there is going to be the area of my shape. So the area of whatever this is going to be what I plug in. We said we have a washer. So if we're finding the area of a washer, we need to have a big circle and a little circle. So we're going to have a big circle volume or area minus a little circle area. Pi r squared is the area of a circle. We good? All right, so the big circle. Understand what that would be. You want to start it in the middle and go to the outside edge of your equation. So from that middle line that we're revolving around till when? 2 square root of x1. That one out here. From there to the outside. I'm getting messy in this. From here to the outside. From there to the outside. From there to the outside. So we're starting at 4. and going till this equation. Y equals 2 square root of x. That's the outside one. That's the one on the top, or on the one on the left in this case. We want to go from the right curve to the left curve. We have to make it an x equation. So right now it says y equals 2 square root of x. So Lazaro, what do I need to do in order to get x by itself? Divide by 2. It is square rooted, so I'm going to do what? Opposite, which is squaring it. Good. Okay, so it's 4 minus y over 2 all squared. Okay, or you could write y squared over 4. Okay, the second one, the small circle. Samantha, when's the small circle going to start? At 4 again. We're still starting in the center and go from 4 until when? The blue line. Yep, that blue line that was there. We're going from there over, there over. My pictures become worthless now because all that coloring, but there we go. From there over. So 4 minus that line. Is it 4 minus y or 4 minus x here? I want y because it's a dy problem. 4 minus y. Okay, that's the equation we're integrating. Pull the pi out. 4 minus y squared over 2 squared. I don't need to square the 2. It's in parentheses, so I'm going to square it. If you wanted to square it, it would be y squared over 4. I just left it. You could have made it y squared over 4, though, if you wanted to. Yeah, it's in parentheses. Good question. I factored the pi out. I'm going to type it in. Go ahead and try that. Lots of squares in there. I messed up one there already. Squared minus parentheses 4 minus x. Close it. Squared. Type it all in, making sure it's in the right order. Dx. I get that. That's not my answer because I need to multiply by pi still. So times pi. Obviously, keep putting the pi in front. It's just the same thing. My answer is 40.212. Makes sense what we did? Okay, not any tougher than what we've been doing. All you got to do is decide which line are you starting at and go from there.